What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Serious Strategics. Today we're going to have a tabletop topic. Today we're going to have a tabletop topic. Today we're going to have a tabletop topic about a sensitive subject, or a subject that I see a lot of people kind of having, a lot of the gun groups, a lot of people have this discussion about carrying a customized everyday weapon, aka EDC. That is today's question. This is a topic that I see that gets brought up a lot in a lot of gun groups that I'm in, a lot of different forums and stuff like that, on Facebook, Instagram, whatever gun forums that I'm in, and I see people bring up this topic about modified guns that you carry on a daily basis, your everyday carries, your EDCs. Having a modified everyday carry, a modified EDC weapon like this, and kind of like this one. This is the newest baby. I'm going to have a full detailed review of before, how it is right now, and what I'm going to do to it. We're going to talk about this one. This have a whole new video by itself coming. It's carrying something like this for concealed carry. You know, it's 100% modified basically. You know, you see the slide serrations. You know, the trigger is real good. You know, it has like a 9/11 type grip angle. You know, this one is 100% customized, built in a house right here. It has a modified trigger. So I hear people talk about in the groups, oh, I will never change out my trigger system, because if I use this gun in self-defense and I shoot somebody with this gun and I have to stop somebody and defend my life with this gun, I'm gonna go to jail because of the trigger. It has a modified trigger on it. So that means the lawyers and the prosecutors and the jury is gonna find you guilty because you have a modified trigger.
Then you have modified slide, you have modified buttons on it, and then you got an optic to help you shoot better. All those things are going to be used against you in the court of law.
Let me start off by saying I am no lawyer. I am no lawyer at all. I am no type of lawyer. I am not a criminal defense lawyer. I am not a prosecutor. I am not an attorney. I am not a lawyer. I am not giving you legal advice. Do not say that Silly from Silly Strategic said. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm going to tell you is learn your local gun laws. Learn all your state and local gun laws, because every state, for the most part, most states have similar but different laws, like the stand your ground laws and the castle laws and stuff like that. So learn your laws, because in some states it's okay to use a weapon in self-defense if someone is breaking in your home, and in other states, unless this person breaks in your home and then try to attack you and create physical bodily harm on you, you can't use a weapon in self-defense. So all I can tell you is learn your state and local laws. That's all I want you to take from this video, is learn your local state laws. That's all I have to say. And anything that I say, I am no subject matter expert. I'm only going from my views, my personal opinions, and my knowledge. Things that I know, things that I research personally, and I don't know what I don't know. But I know what I do know. And also take it how you want it. Take it with a grain of salt. You can just listen to me and dump everything out afterwards, and that's totally fine. Because like I said, I am no expert when it comes to the art of self-defense and, you know, defending yourself in a court of law. I am no attorney. I am no prosecutor. I am no defense. Just learn your local laws. But these are just my personal thoughts on my personal opinions and things that I've learned from doing my personal research about the issue and the topic, which is carrying a custom gun like this one for concealed carry, or this one. This one looks stock, like a regular stock gun, because it's all black, but trust me, this baby's nowhere stock. But like I said, this pistol right here is gonna have its own video, full detailed review of how it is right now out the box, and I'm gonna do after video of, you know, what the things I changed out on it. But anyways, that's a whole new video. Back on topic. Would you carry a gun like this for self-defense? or a gun like this for self-defense? Would you carry any of these guns? You see they're customized, the slides is all cut up, all pretty like. This one is going to have an RMR next week. I'm waiting for it to come in the mail next week. So these two are going to have RMRs on them. They're going to look real intimidating. I took the light off of this one. I took the light from this one and I put it in this one just because I want to make sure that I like the way it looks on it. So I'm gonna get a new light for this. I'm probably gonna buy the exact same light and just have two of them, or I don't know, I might just keep one, or I might try another light if I see another light that I like. But anyways, I keep getting off subject. Would you carry one of these guns for self-defense? Highly modified in every aspect you can think about. The barrels, go ahead, unload that. The barrels is customized and modified. Same with this one. The barrel, has a nice fluted barrel. The barrels are customized in this one. Everything about these guns is customized and not factory stock at all. Even though this is considered a stock from Shadow Systems. But anyway, would you carry one of these for self-defense? A custom, a Glock clone custom. They call them Glock clones or whatever. Would you carry a custom Glock? This is my current and one of my everyday carries, because this one is going to be my new EDC, my new everyday carry. But this is my everyday carry. It's a Glock 23 and 40 cal. It's 98% stock because everything on the inside is stock. The only thing I changed out is the mag release, the mag well, the magazine base plates, and the takedown buttons and the slide release. That's the only thing that I modified on this gun, that I replaced on this gun. This is my everyday carry. It has a stock trigger, stock sights. Everything on this gun is 100% stock. This used to be my old school back in the day when I first started carrying. This was my old EDC right here, my trusty old, reliable, old school Taurus Millennium. It's bone stock. And this one, I got this one for my wife. Hopefully, this will be one of her carries. I want to get her a Glock 43 or one of the little small baby Glocks or whatever for her. But as of right now, this is hers, completely stock. So let me ask you a question. If I defend myself and have to use this gun in self-defense to shoot somebody and possibly take somebody's life, is it okay for me to shoot somebody with this? And is it okay for me to shoot somebody with this one? This one is highly customized. It's 100% custom. This one is 100% factory stock. So would this gun implement me as a bad guy? Would the prosecutor, the jurors, the judge, would they see this gun and say, you built this gun to kill people? Look at the trigger. The trigger is highly modified. It's a modified trigger. Look at the slide. Look at the barrel. Hell, look at the optic. You can shoot people. You can kill people easier and better with this gun. The point I'm trying to make is, if I use this gun in self-defense, this one, or let's just say this one, I don't want to use this one because you see the red and you think it's custom. I mean, it's just, like I said, it's just a little accessories that got replaced. So if I shoot somebody with this, and I shoot somebody with this, would this gun make me more guilty because it's customized? Are the jurors going to say,
look at that gun. It's completely custom. It's built to kill people. Look at the trigger. It has a way better trigger than a factory. So obviously, he built this with the intentions to kill people.
This stock one, 45, this will tear you up more than this 9mm. This is a 45 cal. This is 45 right here. This 45 ACP. This 9mm, this 45 will tear you up way more than this one. But if I use this one in self-defense, is my intentions any different than if I shoot you with this one or this one? Well, what's the difference? So some people will say, well, the judge is going to say,
look at the trigger, look at the barrel, look at the slide, look at the extended magazine. You obviously made this gun to kill people.
That's what some people like to say, that all this stuff is going to get used against you in a court of law. And I'm going to tell you what I personally think. I personally think that that's BS, honestly. Because at the end of the day, this stock Glock right here has a stock Glock trigger. It's not the worst trigger, but it's not the best trigger. And if I'm under stress and I pull this trigger in a stressful situation, just because how this trigger is, I could be off a little bit on the stress. I mean, that's why you train. You train and you practice. You put yourself on the stress. So when you're actually in the stress and you got to use one of these, you're still good. That's why you train. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, let's just say I don't train. I'm not as proficient, but I use this stock Glock and I'm off a little bit. And let's just say I miss that person. And now I shot somebody in the distant background because I wasn't paying attention. Everything happened so fast. I pulled my gun, and because the trigger on this isn't the greatest, I pulled it a little bit to the right, and I missed that person, and then I hit that person in the back. Now I'm in a situation where it's on me. At the end of the day, every bullet that comes out of the gun that you shoot is going to be on you regardless. It doesn't matter how bad your trigger is. It doesn't matter how bad or how heavy it doesn't matter. Every round that comes out of one of these, you're responsible for every round. So because of that, that's why I would like to have a trigger like this and all my weapons. I mean, hopefully one day. Well, these triggers are not cheap. Boogeyman Customs, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out.
I would rather have one of these triggers on here that gives me more control, better accuracy. It's just a shorter pull and it's a smoother shot. So the gun ain't gonna move when I pull the trigger. Like I said, that's basic fundamentals that you gotta train. Trigger squeeze, you gotta train with your aim. You gotta train with your draw, breathing, trigger squeeze. That's all basic training stuff that you should be training on when you first have a firearm anyways. So that's no excuse, but I'm just saying hypothetically, let's just say I'm in a stressful situation. I'm under stress. I pull this gun, I pull the trigger, boom, smooth shot, bullet hits the target, boom. That would be my defense in a court of law if I had a client, if I'm a lawyer and I would be like, he modified his gun so he can be the most accurate, most precise shooting pistol tool that he has to defend himself. This weapon was built to defend your life. I would want the best of the best on my weapon that's gonna save my life. Because like I said, these triggers, they're not that bad, but they're not the greatest. The Glock triggers, anybody that shoots Glocks knows that they have decent triggers. They're not the best, but they're not the worst. So I would much rather have a nice smoother trigger pull so I can take a nice cleaner shot with one of these or one of these. For people to say that, oh, it's gonna get used against you because you have a customized gun.
Look at that Gucci Glock. He made that Glock to kill people.
No. First of all, right off the top, I don't buy guns to kill people. Right off the top, that's not the purpose why a true gun enthusiast buy guns. We do not buy guns to kill people. We buy guns for the sport, to shoot. It's fun, it's train. We train, we learn a lot, we learn disciplines. If you're into guns and you're a shooter, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't really express it in the words, but we don't buy guns just to kill people. We don't buy guns to kill people. No, that's not what we buy. I never walked in a store and said,
yeah, let me get that gun off. Yeah, let me get that gun. That looks perfect for killing people.
That's not my intentions when I buy a gun, and I'm pretty sure that's the majority of you guys out there watching. You don't buy guns to kill people. And if you're buying guns to kill people, then your head is already in the wrong spot, and obviously you got something going on. Obviously you're a threat to yourself and the public. If you go into a gun store to buy guns to kill people, if that's what your intentions are, but when you buy guns, then you have a problem and you shouldn't own a gun. That's on some real talk. If that's your intentions when you go in a gun store, oh, that's a nice gun to kill people, you shouldn't be buying, you shouldn't be owning guns. You should be banned from owning guns if that's your mentality of guns, to buy them to kill people. We buy guns for sport. It's just, I can't explain it. It's just like having custom cars. Like, guys, we just like to have things and customize things, and that's just what we do. It's in our blood, it's in our nature. So the same way we would buy nice cars, and the same way how guys love cars, we love to see the shiny wheels, and we love to see the engine and the paint job and interior, and the engine just making the sound that it makes or whatever. The same thing, the same love and passion that car guys have for cars. Because I used to be a car guy. I still am. I'm now a truck guy now, but I used to be a car guy, so I used to be into all the car stuff. I'm talking about paint job, crazy engines, turbos, superchargers, wheels, rims, sound systems. I used to be in all that in my younger days. And now that I'm a little bit older, I'm more into trucks now, which is super more expensive. And I'm just more into guns. But I've always been into guns ever since, as far as I can remember. I remember when I was little, I would go in the store and I would buy gun magazines. While my mom was in the store, I would go straight to the magazine section and I'll be looking at gun magazines. When I got older enough to have my own money to buy stuff, I used to buy gun magazines. I had gun magazines and gun magazines. My family used to probably thought I was going to be one of them crazy dudes, buying guns to hurt people. And no, something about guns ever since I was little, handguns and rifles, they just drew me to them. I don't know what it was. It was just, and I never had the intentions in my brain ever since I was little, oh, I want to buy these so I can shoot a whole bunch of people. No, it was just something about these things that just just draw me to them, that I'm just intrigued with them, how they work, how they build, how they look, how you control it, just to know that you can just put a pinky size hole in a target anywhere from 5 to 20 yards away, and just learning that skill. And it's a skill to shoot guns accurately. It's a skill. It's a sport. It's a legit sport, and I just love the sport of guns. I like to shoot. I like to train with guns. I like to push myself. I like to learn new things. I like to learn different tactics, and it's just good to know, in the event that you have to use one of these on this table to protect yourself. It's just good to know that you have that training. You know what you're doing. You know you can safely and accurately defend yourself and defend your loved ones with one of these because you train with it. All that to say that I personally don't think that you should be afraid to carry one of these or one of these customs for everyday carry. You shouldn't be afraid to carry one of these to defend your life, because you built it or you bought them because of the customizability, because you know it's going to have a good trigger pull. You know that it's going to have a good weight. You know that it's going to shoot flat and accurate. That's why you bought it. You don't want to buy a gun that you're shooting and boom, boom, breaking your wrist and you're shooting everywhere. Now you're a danger to the public if you got a gun and you're shooting everywhere and you can't get back on target. This little gun kicks like hell. I shoot this gun and it's like boom. It takes me longer to get back on target because it's so small. It's not a lot of grip to my hand, barely fits on it. So I have to really hold on to it, and it kicks, and it's just a lot more movement with this little 45 because you got the whole weight of the slide kicking back and forth. It's a bigger caliber, so it's a lot more to control. So it's harder for me to get good follow-up shots because now I gotta bring it back down, get back on target, boom, get it back on target. And with one of these customs, they're made to shoot flat. They're made to, when you shoot, the front of the gun barely rises. The whole reason to get the slide cuts is to make the slide fast, to make the slide lighter so it can cycle faster. And if it's cycle faster and it's a lot less weight up top, kicking back, that means it's going to be a lot less kick. It's going to be a lot less muzzle rise from the slide, because the slide is lighter, it's a lot less weight, it's lighter, and it's moving faster. It's just a real quick snap. Boom, boom, boom. It's a real quick snap. The muzzle just raises just a little bit of muzzle rise with these. And with something like this, the muzzle, it damn near feels like it's trying to break my wrist because there's so much kick in such a small package. And just how it was designed, this is like I said, this is an older model Taurus from, I would say, back in like 2009, 10 maybe, around that time, probably even older. Honestly, I don't even remember. This was like one of the first guns that I bought back in the day, and I still have it just for sentimental reasons, honestly. The slide is so heavy in this, the polymer frame is so light, and the slide is so heavy that this thing and the 45 caliber, it kicks so badly that it takes me longer to get back on target to have a good, nice, fast follow-up shot, because it kicks so damn much. The slide is heavy as hell, so it just, you feel it. And with these customs, you barely feel it. I mean, like I said, it's like a little bit of muzzle rise. It's like real quick, boom, 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 boom. You're just back on target. As long as you're gripping the gun properly, when you pull these triggers, it comes back down on target like boom. It's like no effort. It just comes right back down. I would prefer to carry one of these over one of these. And I know some people are gonna say that if you shoot somebody with this, you're going to be good because it's factory. So you didn't have the intentions of killing anybody. So what makes you think that because I have to use one of these in self-defense, that my intentions was to kill somebody? My intentions isn't no different than whether I use one of these or I use one of these. It's the same intention, to stop somebody else from creating bodily harm to me or my loved ones. I don't think that having a customized gun, carrying a customized gun for your everyday carry, I don't think that that's something that we should be afraid of. As far as I know, there has been 0 cases of anybody getting prosecuted because they used a custom gun in self-defense. If anybody got prosecuted for manslaughter or homicide or whatever charge they got or whatever, I promise you it's not because of the gun they used. It's not because of the gun they used. It's because they broke a law somehow in the event that they used a weapon for self-defense. It wasn't because,
he had a custom trigger on there, so that's why he got proven guilty. That's why he got prosecuted. He had a custom slide and a custom barrel in there. That's why he got prosecuted.
No, I don't. it's not because of that. If you look at those cases where somebody got arrested and prosecuted for using a handgun in a self-defense situation, is because they did something wrong. They did something wrong. Either they chased the guy down, somebody broke in the house, it started a gun, the person took off running, and that person chases him down the street and then shoots him in the back, and you know what I'm saying? That you're gonna go to jail if you do that. So it's not because of the gun. It's because the person in the situation, the person with the gun, in the situation with the gun, didn't follow the proper procedures of self-defense laws. They did something wrong during the incident that they got prosecuted for. They shot the person, the guy was already down, and then they came over him and they shot him a couple more times, and then the guy dies. You're gonna go to jail for that. Because now you went from self-defense to execution. Because the person's already down, they're hollering, okay, don't kill me, don't kill me. You go up to the person, you shoot him a couple more times, you're gonna go to jail. Doesn't matter which one of these guns you use. It doesn't matter what you use. If you do that, you're gonna go to jail. So if people get prosecuted in self-defense cases, I'm pretty sure 100% of the times, if they get prosecuted, it's not because they had a custom trigger, or they had a custom barrel, or they had a custom slide, or they got custom sights, or they got an armor optic, or they got an extended magazine, or they got a slide that says "get fucked," or "you're screwed," or they got the Punisher logo, or they got the Deadpool logo on the gun. I'm pretty sure if I painted this gun to look like all red with the Deadpool logo, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna get prosecuted because I customized my gun to have the Deadpool logo on it and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be prosecuted because of that. If I get prosecuted, it's because I did something wrong. I broke the law at some point while I was defending myself. At some point, I was defending myself and I broke the law at some point, so then I got prosecuted for doing something wrong. It wasn't because of the guns. It wasn't because I used one of these to defend myself. That's not why you're going to go to jail. You're going to go to jail if you don't know your local gun laws and you shoot somebody and you break a law during that incident. So that's just my 2 cents on carrying custom weapons for everyday carry. That's just my 2 cents. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I'm no subject matter expert. I'm just going off by what I know and the details I see that's out there available to the public. And like I said, no one has ever got prosecuted because they had a customized gun. They use a customized gun in a self-defense situation. No one has got prosecuted because they have a custom slide or a custom trigger or custom barrel or custom sights or extended magazines, or no one got arrested, no one got prosecuted because the gun on the side says "you're McFucked" or "come get some" or "you're screwed" or "kill everybody." That's not why they get prosecuted. They don't get prosecuted because the side of the slide says "a debt giver." You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna go to jail because you customize your gun and it says "the Grim Reaper" on top of the slide. Like, you're not gonna go to jail because of that. You're gonna go to jail because you didn't follow the proper procedures in the self-defense laws. You didn't follow the proper procedures in defending yourself in self-defense with a deadly weapon using deadly force. Don't get too hung up on it. I see arguments all the time online. People saying,
"No, I would never change my trigger, or I would never carry a custom gun because if I use that gun in self-defense, you're gonna go to jail. You're gonna get prosecuted because everything on that gun, you got a custom trigger, custom slide, custom sights, custom magazines. You built that gun to kill people, and the prosecutor's gonna say you built that gun to kill this person, and so you're gonna go to jail."
No. I would say the only legitimate reason I've heard people say that they wouldn't want to carry one of these in self-defense is because if you use a weapon in self-defense and you use deadly force, your gun is going to get confiscated. They're gonna confiscate your gun as evidence. It's gonna go in evidence. Your gun is gonna be in the evidence locker, locked up somewhere for months, probably years at a time, depending on how long the case takes or whatever. If you gotta go to trial, or if it's real cut and dry self-defense, boom, you get your gun back in a week or two or whatever. But if it's a long trial because it was a bunch of craziness that happened and now they got to prove that you didn't break the law while you defended yourself or whatever. So the only legitimate argument that I would agree with people is that you don't want to use you wouldn't want to carry one of your custom Gucci guns, because if you happen to use it in a self-defense situation, they're going to get booked into evidence throughout the trial or prosecution or whatever, and you're not going to have it for a while. That's another topic that I want to bring up, that I'm going to bring up when I do my full Shadow Systems custom review, is Shadow Systems will back you up. This is the only company that I know, Shadow Systems, the only company I know that they say it in their paperwork and their warranty that if you happen to use one of their guns in a self-defense situation and your gun gets impounded, confiscated in the evidence room, they're gonna give you a whole brand new gun to replace the one that got taken away. You can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, sign me up. Because for a company to believe in their weapons and to back up their customers, to say that if you use this weapon in a self-defense situation, that we're going to give you one when your stuff gets taken away from the police, how can you not love a company like that? More to follow when I do my more in-depth review of this Shadow System pistols. But I'm going to go ahead and try to wrap this up. I don't want to make this video too long. My 2 cents is, don't be afraid to build and carry a Gucci Glock, man. If you're willing to part with this, if you're using it in self-defense and not have them for a while, if you're willing to deal with that, then you shouldn't have no problem carrying one of your custom guns. That's the only legitimate reason that I would have a problem using, why I get nervous carrying one of these in self-defense, because like I said, if I have to use it, then these are going to be locked away in the evidence room for God knows how long. So that's the only real legitimate argument that I would agree with people with. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, that's just my 2 cents. I'm the lawyer. Take it how you want to take it. That's just my 2 cents. That's just how I feel about the subject. Don't be afraid to use or carry a custom gun for self-defense. Just follow the proper laws and procedures in self-defense. Learn your local laws. Learn your local self-defense and deadly force laws and stuff like that. Go to a good concealed carry class to learn. That's how you learn. If you have a gun and you're carrying, whether you're open carrying in a state that you can open carry, still go to a class and learn the self-defense laws. Learn the doctrines. Learn the castle laws. Learn the stand your ground laws. Learn if your state even have those laws and what to do in place of not having those laws if you find yourself in a situation. So that's just my 2 cents. Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all in the next video. Peace.